Hey, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening. Alan in the UK, where it's 1500 GMT. I'm going to say that's 3 p.m. Could be wrong. And we have California, Panama, North Carolina, Kansas City. Welcome to the Mighty Networks product Q&A. Super excited you're here with us this morning as we take you on a little tour of the product, which hopefully will get you really grounded in what we're doing here and what you're going to be doing here. I am Jane. I am on the marketing team, and with me I have
Marnie. Nice to meet everybody. Great to see you. And I run Mighty Pro. I run all things customer, and we've brought a few folks from our customer advocacy team with us this morning. We have Sagar, we have Brady. They are on the other side of your questions when you write into to our help@mightynetworks.com, or if you're a business plan or community plan member or a host, then you also will see them in something called Host Help. We've got folks behind the chat here today, and in 7 days a week they're also there in our other channels. So we are excited to go through a lot of different things around the Mighty Networks product today.
Yeah. We will cover a lot of ground. So this is how it's going to work. If you have questions, you can use the ask a question feature. That's right there. And you can pop those in there. You can upvote other people's questions, and Sagar will be in there trying to answer them as we go. And Marnie and I will also dip in at the end of the session if we have time to answer any questions that we can. And you can also ask questions in the chat, but again, try to put them in the ask a question because the chat can move fast and we don't want to miss you. You will be able to access the recording after this event. We have someone from Portugal. Oh, I love Portugal. Best fish anywhere. Exciting. So you'll be able to access the recording after the event. Sorry, got distracted. And you could come back to this link to see it, and we'll also post it in Mighty Hosts. And we also usually post these on our YouTube channel, so you can check it out there. We have structured this walkthrough to cover the most common questions we get about a Mighty Network, about starting it, about structuring it, and about all the different ways you can get people to engage within it. So you submitted some questions in advance. They were right in line with what we're going to take you through today. And so hopefully we'll answer a ton of your questions as we take you on this beautiful tour with lots of examples. You'll see lots of different Mighty Networks. You can kind of get a sense of how it can be so unique to what you're building. And then if we have time at the end, we will try to get to as many extra questions as we can. Sound good? Oh, I just saw the first ask a question come in. All right, you're getting it. Awesome. So before we do a screen share, before we get into the actual structure of things, I thought I would start with a really basic question, which some of you had. Well, what am I doing here? What is a Mighty Network for? Who uses a Mighty Network? Kind of the existential question, right? And so I wanted to say that you will create a Mighty Network. You have created a Mighty Network because you want to bring people together to do something together that they can't do anywhere else. It's a place to drive results faster, better results for your members. And the reason I talk about it like that is it comes back to this thing we call a big purpose, which is the motivation for starting your community. If you are crystal clear on why you're bringing people together and what they're going to get out of it, that's the secret. That's the secret to a successful community. And we will teach you all about that in our Community Design Masterclass taught by our CEO, Gina, and our Senior Community Designer, Audra, with lots of help from all of us as well in the community around that class. And we'll give you a little sneak peek as we show you what a course looks like in a Mighty Network. And so you will learn how to get crystal clear on your big purpose. And between Gina and Audra and all of us, we have seen thousands of communities start, and the ones that are super clear on why they're bringing people together and what those people are going to achieve that they can't achieve anywhere else are the ones that are super successful. And there's a couple other things I want to call out. You're going to see a lot of examples today, and you're going to notice they all look pretty different. They all might have different features enabled. They might have different branding, different colors. They might be using a Mighty Network in a little bit of a different way. And that's because this is your own world. It's your own brand. You can build it in a way that is designed to help your members achieve exactly what they're going to achieve. It's not another platform like Facebook that you're throwing your members into, and it's kind of more about Facebook than it is about you. It's your own world. There's also no distractions for your members, right? There's not going to be 5 other groups over here, or, oh, let me get to my work chat before I pop into this chat. It's all about your big purpose. There's nothing to distract members. They can access it on their Android or iPhone, iPad, right? They can get immersed in your world really easily. There's no algorithm that's going to say, hey, over here, actually look at this. It's going to be what you and your members decide is the most important to focus on. So, I'm a marketer. I'm going to make that little plug, but we do get questions about people who are like, I'm really interested in this and I'm not sure exactly what to do with it. So I just want to push you to go back to what your big purpose is, because that will help you see, okay, I can see what I'm building here, and that will get you through to a super successful launch. And if you do have an existing community on a Facebook, on a Slack, on a Discord, we actually have a guide that will tell you how to move that community to a Mighty Network and why you might want to consider doing that. We'll post it in the chat. It actually has templates that will tell you how to communicate to your existing members, hey, we're going to go check out this thing over here. We're starting this new thing. This is why. This is how it's going to be different. So we'll really walk you through all the steps to a successful move. And there's plenty of hosts who have done that with great success, as you'll see in our case studies. And with that, why don't we talk a little bit about some of the other resources, including case studies, like this guide that you will have behind you as you start this journey.
I think that's my cue to start sharing my screen. Yeah.
Let's do it. Coffee time.
All right. And as you're probably noticing, Brady is putting links in the chat. She will do that throughout this session. The recap that we put back into Mighty Hosts will also have some of these links. So you can come back to this replay, but we'll also make it super easy for you to find those all in one place.
Yes.
So let's just start with the how-tos. Oh, wait, did that just go away?
Lost
there
it.
You go. I lost it. Started talking. Can only do AV.
There we go. There we go.
Or talk. Okay, there we go. We're up now, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
So we have a really robust help center. And I know that as you're going through, you're going to say, oh, how do I do that? A lot of times in the product, I'll show you some really easy ways to get started. We're going to point you back to the help center. And your members also will be able to find guidance here as well. But this is a lot of different things. How-tos, why-to is also in here. So, it can be everything from what are the types of content, what's an article, how do I create an event, how to use courses. So the platform has a lot to offer. You can rest assured that when you're ready to dive into something, we've got your back, and we've got a lot of directions, videos, links, GIFs in here to walk you through it. So that's our help center. And if you're ever stuck, and if you're on a free trial or you're on our free plan, you can also just click in here. There's a place to send us a note, and you can get to our team, Sagar, Brady, and all the other awesome folks on our customer advocacy team. So that's part one. Second thing is case studies. We like to showcase all different kinds of Mighty networks and the people that run them. We call you hosts. So just Jay's going to talk about a few of these a little bit later, but I want you to know that you can come in here and really see what's maybe you're doing something for creatives. We have a lot of networks for creatives. Maybe you're doing something that is around entrepreneurship. There's some inspiration in here, but also you can see how people's journeys have started that big purpose, and then over time, what they've done, how they've done it. It gets really specific, and we like to be able to showcase lots and lots of different examples. So just to know that's there too for inspiration and also for ideas about ways to think about your Mighty Network. Quick side trip, if you have not yet started a free trial, mightynetworks.com, you'll see lots of ways you can do that. Please, know that we're excited for you to get into the product, try it out, and start to see how it can work for you. And there's also a really pretty robust community that we invite you into. I'm going to spend some time showing you around Mighty Hosts, which is the Mighty Network we run for anyone on the planet who's excited about learning more. Obviously, if you're one of our customers, we'd love to have you here because we do a lot, whether it's this session or we run specific masterclasses or groups. Those all happen here in Mighty Hosts. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so we can see more. Just a note, we're looking at desktop web, and we have, as Jane was mentioning, native mobile apps that are awesome. They're awesome for you and awesome for members. So if Brady hasn't already, I'll have her pop in the chat just so you can see how members can download and use the mobile apps. But this is very much an integrated platform, desktop and mobile web, and Android apps, and being able to have it on an iPad or an iPhone. It just helps with member engagement, and mobile notifications, of course, are extra fabulous. So what we are looking at here is, this button here. We've got something happening live, which is this session. So yes, this will happen when you run Mighty events, essentially, in your network. It's going to prompt people when something's about to start and when it's live. The other thing to know here is I'm just going to go up to my face and go to network settings. So if you're a host of a network, this is where you have essentially all the buttons and toggles to do the things that Jane was describing a few minutes ago. The Mighty checklist is the easiest way to get started. So just want to encourage you, as you're starting, or maybe you're revisiting and thinking about doing something new or different, this is a great place to come. We have templates for articles. We have guides. How do you want people interacting in this new place, your world you're setting up, or if you're moving them from one place to another, really getting clear on how you want them to interact will make that launch extra good. Big purpose, we actually have a guide here. It's part of the Community Design Masterclass, and we also have it here for anyone to be able to use in their Mighty Network. I'll just give you a quick sneak peek. This is what one of our guides looks like if it's more of a workshop. Hang on. There we go. So
stressing out your computer with too many tabs, Marn.
I know. I tried closing a lot of them. This is the only thing I have open. But, you can see we've got a lot of guidance in here and lots of examples. So this is how we're looking to support you as you're either launching something new or moving or expanding. So you may be here looking to expand your Mighty Network. All right. So I'm going to take a quick trip a little bit further down here and just say that your landing page, we're going to look at a couple landing pages in a few minutes. Again, this is the place where you have a guide, help center, and it will take you right to being able to edit your landing page because that's going to be your front door. So again, membership is what people have in your Mighty Network. So they're going to be able to meet each other, spend time with you and your team. And you can also have groups and you can have courses. So we'll go through that a little bit more throughout this session, but you can see that, that we have groups and courses here further down in the navigation, but also just this idea that everyone comes in, they're part of something bigger, and they're part of your membership. How you enter them in is, I think of it as the front door. So we're going to look at a couple front doors just to give you a sense of what they can look like and how they operate. So a paid Mighty Network, can look something like this. This is, so let me start over. The paid Mighty Network can look like this. This is the Happy Startup School. They've been on Mighty Networks for several years. They work with entrepreneurs, leaders, and you can see that this is their landing page. And we can at any point in time choose this plan. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. So they're talking about their story. They've got some quotes, and this I love. This is Carlos and Lawrence welcoming people into the experience, giving them a sense of what will happen here. This is an image from inside inside the Mighty Networks mobile app about the topics that they cover. And then again, they've got testimonials in here and another quick video from Carlos about an artist or entrepreneur. So they are making the case for why you would want to join their membership. And this is an example of an integrated payment plan that you can set up with your Mighty Network. So we've got a few options here. I can do it monthly or annually. And then again, this is all really easy to set up inside the payments inside a Mighty Network. And I'm just going to give you a sense of, they've put some really clear benefits here. And then they're also offering 1 month free to join the Happy Startup School tribe. So this is an example of a paid plan where that's how folks are getting into the front door of their Mighty Network. There are other kinds of plans. This is, oh, hang on. Let me come back to the front door.
Yeah.
So for a public Mighty Network, like the Singularity University Global Community, there's going to be the ability to join right away or to explore inside. So public meaning people can look around and get a sense of what's going on before they create an account. And you can see, if we explore in, you can actually see a lot. There are many different events and discussions happening. We've got a welcome section that is set up by the SU team. We can see that there's an interesting conversation happening from an expert. Oh, they've got a live button happening now too. We'll just go in here. Yep. So they've got coffees, meet and greets. This is a global community, so they're bringing people together around the world on a regular basis to meet each other as part of the heartbeat of their community, and one of the things they're doing here. So that gives you a sense of a public network. You can look around, you can get a sense of who's here, what's happening, what's important, and start to get familiar. And then you see this join us button everywhere. If I tried to RSVP to one of those events, or if I try to comment or cheer something, it's going to prompt me to create an account. So that is another option. For a private Mighty Network, so the front door being private, it's going to look like this with this button that says request to join. And you can even put 5 questions behind that button so that you get to know someone better before you approve them to come in. So this is a very vibrant kind of landing page. I love showing this one because they're very clear about who are we for, what are we doing here, and you can see they've made the case talking about the experiences. Again, another screenshot of what things look like inside, which again, if you have a payment gateway or you have a privacy gateway at your front door, being able to tell people and show people what's happening inside is really, really important for them to take that next step of requesting to join. And again, you can see they're showing a session that they did on Zoom and giving a sense of how this opportunity can come to life inside the network. So that's a private Mighty Network. And there's also one more secrecy, kind of a secret setting called secret, which means it's only people you invite. No one can find the landing page unless you invite them directly in. In any of these, you can have an invitation or even referral programs that are set up for your members to bring people in. All right, and
I see a bunch of people in the chat saying they're having problems with the video. So just refresh. Refresh is always the IT solve to a Crowdcast lag.
Yes. Okay. Hopefully everyone will catch up here. And I'm just going to pop in the chat as well, just around these different kinds of front doors. And then also, again, keep in mind in your Mighty checklist, you're going to have the ability to create your landing page. And we have a whole guide in there, and you can make it shine with your brand, as Jane was talking about earlier, your look and feel. All right, so with that, I think we're going to go back to Mighty Hosts. And I was showing you a little bit in some of these in the SU community. There's that concept of a personal activity feed. So in this case, I'm just going to click on this new activity since I was last here. We are able to see things that are part of the experiences that each of us are in. So a member will have people that they follow, topics that they follow. They're going to be in conversations. So maybe they answered a multiple choice question and made a comment, and then someone answered that comment after them. So everything that's in your members feed, you can see this personal feed right here. They can also adapt. They could just see from you, from the host. They might want to look just at articles that are posted. There's another toggle here. You can do this again in the apps and on the web to be able to, formulate your own experience as a member. So that's really cool. And also it means everything is relevant to that individual. So it's not some other algorithm somewhere else. It is either you notifying everyone that something new is happening and you have that button in that power in your own network, or it's things that they belong to, and they're in those conversations or in those experiences inside your Mighty network. So that's a little bit of how the feed works. This is inside our new, just launched this week, Community Design class. Someone's already coming up with her ideal member profile, which is one of the exercises, posted a few minutes ago. Jane has made an announcement this week about improvements to video inside courses, which we're really excited about. Yes, you can see we've got, this is something you can do in an article, is you can put in a GIF or an image or a video. So that can be really engaging right in someone's feed. And again, we've had a lot of people comment, or I haven't even shared this yet. Sorry, Jane. And I can even save things as a member or as a host. So keep in mind, there are lots of different ways that people are going to interact with what you're doing, but each person's going to have their own personal activity feed, which is really amazing.
Yeah. Let's jump over, because I think this brings up a question we often get. People see the activity feed, and Mighty Host for sure, we use it as an example because it's our home and we love to show it off, but it has a lot of members. So I think people can feel like, whoa, do I need to have, this constant flurry of thousands of members to make a successful community? And I wanted to just take a moment and look at some case studies to let you know that you do not need tens of thousands of people to build a successful community or a successful business, So these are a couple that I love to highlight because they really hammer that point home. The first one is called Goes to 11, which is a great Spinal Tap reference. I'm older, so I get it. And, he is saying, hey, I really wanted to focus on quality over quantity. I was not looking for a membership of 20,000 to 50,000 people. I wanted 70 people who could be really active, who cared about each other, and who were out there working on shows, looking to improve themselves. This is a membership for audio engineers, has just under 200 members. It's a paid membership, and he's making a great living out of it, and his members are getting a ton out of it, right? He has a mastermind that's paying $46.99 per month times 200. You can do the math. It's far too early for me, but this is a great example of finding a really, really clear, big purpose. He's bringing together audio engineers. It's around career mentorship and career progression. He has this niche that he's built out. There's a need for it, and members are getting something super specific from it. They're getting this mastermind. They're getting this mentorship to further themselves in their careers. And he's built a thriving community for many, many years now. So we're starting there, and then I'm gonna push us a little bit further. So what would it look like to have a few more members, and what could the evolution of a group be, right? And this is Thrive Network. And they're really focused on this mastermind group model where it's a year-long mastermind group that people go through focused on women visual artists. And this is a quote I love. With Thrive, we don't define our success by having 10,000 members. We believe that it's the personal connections that are being created that matters. And these people are going through this program. They're paying $124 a month. They're getting the community membership, and they're in this deep, intensive mastermind where they're meeting other women artists. They're learning together. They're sharing best practices, and they're creating these deep connections. Who is the audio engineer? Someone asked. I know someone who would be interested in joining his Mighty Network. You can check out the link Brady shared, goes to 11, and send it to that person. That's great. See, his big purpose shone through so clearly as Marnie was scrolling that we already have a potential new member. That is a well-designed Mighty Network. So the mastermind group, this network is a little bit bigger. And they have these rolling cohorts that are going through this program. So definitely check out the Thrive Network as well if you're thinking about structuring your Mighty Network in that way. And then I also want to shout out a larger membership because I think this also tells a great story of the evolution of a particular Mighty Network. This is Martinez. If you get our emails, if you hang around Mighty Networks at all, you may have heard a little bit of his story because it's awesome. It fits the bill for a story of awesome, and we love to talk about it. He started the Slow AF Run Club. It is for what he calls back of the pack runners. And it's over 6,000 members right now. It started much smaller. And what I love about the way this membership has grown is that Martinez said, hey, I'm going to get the annual business plan, and I'm going to take Community Design Masterclass, and I'm going to have these tools, and I'm going to give myself a year to experiment and figure out the structure and the offering that works for my members. And he totally got there, right? He wasn't trying to lock into one specific structure at the very beginning and set it in stone. He was listening to his members. He was tweaking things as he learned more. He was seeing, how he got engagement. He did a lot of weekly challenges, which really worked for him. And he slowly but surely experimented into this formula that really works for him and his members. And, it's right there in the headline. In his first year, was a $140,000 business. And then as we've added new features as well, because Martinez has been a host for a while, he's experimented with those too. So I think his first event, once we added events, did something like $80,000, right? Because he was like, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to offer something new to my members. I'm going to see what they like and go from there. So I really encourage you to read this story because it shows how you can kind of grow things if you keep a really open mind, if you take community design, shameless plug, and you give yourself time to figure it out and experiment in, right? You're on this journey with your members and you're learning from them too. So always a good reminder. And those are just 3 of the great case studies we have. So definitely poke around a little bit more there. Awesome. Let's jump back into the network, and Brady shared the links to those in the chat. So speaking of members, members are the most important thing about your Mighty Network, right? Like that you are bringing these people together to form connections. So wanted to show you our member profiles, and it's really designed in a way that can feel natural, right? So you see somebody, they may comment on a post, they may cheer a post, and you're like, that resonates with me. I want to learn a little bit more about them. You just click on their profile and you will see, they may have personal links that they've added. They may have a great bio. You can kind of get a feel for who this person is. Let's see. Oh, Marty, you had to pick one. I'm going to say Tigrilla.
Okay.
That may be wrong. You picked one with a tough name for me to say, but let's check out her profile. Look, we'll call her T. Let's check out T's profile. So you can see where she's located. You can see the posts she's written or commented on, her profession, and she's added some great personal links, right? So if I wanted to check out her LinkedIn or Facebook, this is a perfect example because she's also introduced herself, a little bit of her story. And if I want to say hi, I can just immediately chat her and say, hey, I love that part of Italy. I've been there many times. Like, where do you live? Or what are you doing there? Or, hey, I love this idea of being nature inspired. That's something I feel passionate about too. And it feels natural because there's that context around the person, which is really great. And you can also see in our Mighty Network that we have added these member categories that surface information that is really important for our community. So as a host, you have a lot of control around what shows up here. I think we have 20 different categories you can choose from. We've gone with profession, and within that, we've added tons of different professions. So we've totally customized what people can tag themselves as. And, this helps people find, oh, great. You can go interest, children's age. We have a lot of Mighty Networks that are around parenting, role, identity, affiliation. You can really make this what is most relevant to your network. And then if I want to go in and say like, hey, I'm an author and I want to meet other authors who are in this Mighty Network, it's really easy for me to do that, or to post a question to that group of people and say, hey, I'm new here. What are authors like me getting out of Mighty Hosts? How are you all using this community? I'll be able to ask that to a really specific group of people, which is super helpful, and see what other authors are saying as well. And finally, another great way to connect with members is this idea of members near me. So seeing who is around me in the world, and this is great for members and hosts, right? As we all start to go back into the world a little bit, it's actually funny. We just asked a question in Mighty Host about how people are thinking about events. Are they going to be doing more in-person events? Are they going to keep things online? Kind of an interesting mix. You can check that out the next time you're in hosts and put your vote in. But basically, you are able to bring people together in real life. You can do real life events. You can set those up through your Mighty Network, and people can also connect with those members who are near them. So if I'm a brand builder as well, and I'm saying, oh, Chris, like I have this great idea I want to collaborate with you on. We're both in San Francisco. Let's meet at Tartine, grab a croissant, and let's hash it out. That's something you can do through a Mighty Network. It facilitates these really magical connections, which make your members say, hey, I'm getting something pretty awesome out of this community because these are valuable, relevant people that I'm able to connect with both online or offline in real life. Great. So you have all these great people together. They can identify who's relevant to them. How do you get them talking to each other? This is the $1 million question, the $1 billion question, because nobody wants to feel like they're going to set up a community, set up a Mighty Network, invite people in, and then you hear the crickets, the dreaded empty room syndrome. No stress. We got you on this one. We have the solution. So one of the best ways to get people engaged from the get-go, as soon as they log on, are polls and questions. And specifically, this is called an icebreaker question. So we will prompt you to set this up in your Mighty checklist, and we will also give you a ton of possible ideas to choose from. But an icebreaker question is just that. It's an icebreaker. It can be whatever you want it to be. So we have this one. What do you want to get from fellow Mighty Network hosts? And everybody who joins, you can see we've had, over 4,000 people answer it. Everybody who joins is prompted to answer this question. All the hosts see it and can comment and cheer. All the other members can see it and can comment and cheer. So you're giving somebody a super lightweight way to practice posting and engaging the second they join. It's a little trick that works like a charm. You prime them to be a part of your community. And you can change up this question. You can change it to align with your monthly themes, which we talk about in the Community Design Masterclass. You can change it to align to things happening in the world. If that's relevant to your Mighty Network, you can make it super silly. You can make it super serious. It's totally within your control. And it's just another way you can set the tone and the expectation for your Mighty Network, which I love. And we have this feature polls and questions, which enables you to ask polls and questions anywhere in your Mighty Network in the main feed. And there's a couple different styles of them. This one is called a hot cold poll, which we're using in a meta way by kind of asking about a hot cold poll. But you can see that Marnie voted, and she's a little bit below the average, which is interesting. So she's seeing that. And as a host, we'll see where the average falls as well. So it's also a way to kind of learn about your community, which is cool. And it sparked this really great discussion, right? The engagement doesn't stop at the poll. We often find that it releases a flurry of comments where people are saying, oh, interesting. Like, I wouldn't have thought so many people would vote that way, or here's what I think about this. And again, it's super, super lightweight. And I think you'll be surprised at the discussions it sparks. And then we have the percentage poll. So I love to include this one for two reasons. One, it lets you know that you can schedule posts in advance in your Mighty Network, which is a little bit of a cool feature that some people miss. So yes, you can schedule posts in advance. And then this again will show you, hey, here's Marnie's vote. And here's the community average. So you can kind of see where, what the bulk of your community thinks. And then again, it's added this discussion as people talk about this feature and why they voted that way. Brenda says, do notification emails go out to all members for each question poll response? Great question. So you have the ability to notify all whenever you post anything in your Mighty Network. So you could post an event, you could post a poll or question, you could post a new course, anything you post, you can say, hey, this is really important. I am the host. I want everybody to know about this. And then your members, if they'll get a variety of notifications. So if they sign up for an event, we're going to remind them, hey, this event is happening, you RSVP'd, we don't want you to miss it. If somebody cheers or responds to their particular comment, they will get a notification about that. And it is actually very customizable. And they can go in and say like, hey, I want fewer, I want more. There's a lot you can kind of customize there as the member. And Marnie's kind of showing off this right now. So to answer your question, Brenda, you have a lot of control as the hosts, and then members also have a lot of control with this beautiful notification screen.
Yeah, so this is all in everyone's personal settings, and they can very easily come in and change it over time. So that, if someone's commenting after me, I've commented on a question or a poll, that is going to be, for instance, up here, comments after you. So I'm going to get a notification about that. And notifications do come in email when they download the mobile app. Your members can choose to activate mobile notifications. And then of course we have a little bell up here. So as we've been going through the session today, I have a new notification that's just right here in apps. So really easy for me to find it. Mm-hmm. And inviting the members just while we're here. I see in Michael, so important. So yes, we have a whole invite system that is right in here. So you can do a bunch of different things, and I'll ask Brady to put the Help Center article in here as well, but you can upload a CSV with all those folks. You can customize the notice that goes out, and you will, for everyone who doesn't join by day 3, or day 10 or day 30 after you send this, they're going to get reminders from inside the Mighty Network system. So you can definitely do that. You can also do any other kind of email provider that you might have and send them to your landing page, which again can be at different, paywall or privacy or public and open. They can look around first. And then you can also, if you want, there's a share link that is available inside. So you can use that in various ways to be able to invite people into your Mighty Network. So that is just a quick peek in here. And again, you can also, there are different permissions you can invite people in. And if they're, and then you can see sent invites in this next tab and, be able to track how people are moving along. And whether you want to even send them a direct reminder again, maybe say, oh, I don't think I got that. I want to join. So, and there we go. I know I love talking about inviting because it's so fun to grow your network. Lots more on that ambassador program, other things we may not have time to cover today.
Yeah.
And,
okay. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, how to invite according to a particular plan. So there's a URL that goes with every payment plan that is inside your kind of network settings for that particular payment plan. So you can share that link to get people directly to that URL to invite them to, do your fabulous membership plus 3 courses or whatever membership thing you have going. So there's a lot of tools inside for that too.
Lots of flexibility, which is key. Remember, this is your world. You're building it. We're helping you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we talk about topics?
Do we want to show the multiple choice question real quick? We don't have to linger.
Oh, yes, because I want to answer it with you. Oh,
yeah. So this is the third type of question. It's the classic multiple choice. So again, this is one where you can solicit, more information and comments. We put in add in comments. We're asking what's the most important success metric for your Mighty Network. I want to call out that the color of this too, and of all the polls, is aligned to the topic that they're posted in, which Marnie will talk about a little bit. But you can see we're getting a lot of of other responses here where people are talking about why they answered how they did and other options they wish had been in the poll. So again, it sparked a lot of great discussion. And it's also, these are ways for us to learn about our members and understand, hey, a ton of them are saying member contribution rate is the most important success metric. How do we help them, see more of that? What should we do as the next update to our great analytics? Like, should we give them more there? So it's a learning tool for the host as well as the member, which is why I really love it. Awesome.
Thank you. I didn't want to miss that one.
Yeah. Well, and I think it sets us up so beautifully for topics because you can see this question is in analytics and measuring success as a topic.
So I can click and I can just get to this topic, right? So maybe I'm curious, what else are we talking about here? What are the conversations? But just at a high level, topics are ways for you to have a lightweight organization of conversations. So think of it as where you might have an article, which is again that really rich media format, polls and questions we've just spent time covering. You can have events that are in a topic. And again, this is just a way for you to say, here are the things we're talking about here. In your main Mighty Network, you can have a set of them, and then inside a group, which is one level down, or inside a course, you can have different ones. So you can really customize the conversations that you're fostering and facilitating. And you can even, with some of these, have, these are all different hex colors, different images. You can use things that are more graphical. You can put GIFs in here if you want. That adds a lot of animation to this to topics. So you have many, many ways that you can bring the personality of your brand into your Mighty Network. Members can follow them. And also as a host, you can decide, like in Mighty Success Stories, only hosts of the network. So Jane or me, Sagar, Brady, any of us can post in there, and people can comment and cheer or RSVP, but that is going to be only for us to post in. So again, you've got a link in here in the chat for how to set up topics and how to manage them. And I think that this is a great tool. It tells people what conversations you're going to have. The Happy Startup School even had it on their landing page. Here are the things we're talking about here. It just sets that tone.
Exactly.
I'm going to courses.
Yeah, you stopped sharing your screen.
What? What did happen?
I don't know.
Oh no.
Drum roll, please. We're jumping over to courses. My favorite thing to talk about as Marty pulls it up. So, just to take a step back, the reason why we have courses at all are kind of twofold. One, you all asked for it. Our hosts were vocal about wanting to be able to build and sell courses within a Mighty network. So we listen to you all, of course, as we always do. And, it's because, people were like, I don't want to plug in my Kajabi or my Teachable and have a community over here, or I'm already doing that with a Facebook group. It's really powerful to have it all together, as I'll take you through a little bit. And the other thing is, when you think about community design, which we teach, and when you think about why you're bringing people together, it's for your big purpose. It's to master something interesting or important together. Courses are a natural fit, right? You're teaching and learning together, and you can build 3 types of courses within a Mighty network. One type is just content. So if you have some content that you want people to see all in one place, maybe there's a structure to it where you start with a lesson and end with another lesson, right? There's a natural progression. You can easily do that. And we have people building out courses like that are maybe more of a resource guide or an onboarding flow, right? And it's about putting the content in front of your members in a structured way. Another thing you can do is have that content and then also add a community around it. So this is what we've done with our Mighty Refresh, which is a course we offer that is kind of regrounding hosts who maybe have taken community design or have had their community for a while, and they're like, I just need like a refresher. I just want to remind myself of the structures and frameworks that I need to put in place to be successful. And so we have this option for them, and the content is all there. They can go through it at their own pace, but they also have this great activity feed where they can see other people who are taking the Mighty Refresh or have taken the Mighty Refresh, and they can, ask them questions. They can share the challenges they're having, and we can have some discussion about that. So again, adding that community component can be really powerful because it makes people feel like this may be a self-paced course, but there's other people in it with me, and we can learn from each other. Which brings me to our third type of course, which is you can structure it so you're building it live as you go with a community around it. And this is how we run our Community Design Masterclass. So it's 5 weeks. We have defined topic sections each week. We have live office hours, and there's a cohort of people who is going through this course together. And they are doing the challenges at the same time. They're talking about the same lessons at the same time. And what you find is, though people certainly do join like at various points within the course, everyone is in the same mindset and focused on the same thing. And the feed is popping. It is a party in there. There is a ton of conversation. People are really excited. And it's energizing, quite frankly, because everyone, you kind of get this idea of like, oh, we are all here working together towards something. And we hear consistently from people in community design that the community is one of their most favorite parts about it. And they can go back to it time and time again, right? After the 5 weeks are over, you're still going to have access to this great community. Marnie is showing you the topics for community design. So your courses can have different topics than your main Mighty network. And for us, we add topics each week as we talk about new sections. So again, it's kind of building building on the different themes we're talking about, and it's all building towards the end of the course, which is great. It's a lot of anticipation and excitement as you're dropping these lessons in, which I love. And you can also have events within a course. So we have a lot of events for our Community Design Masterclass. We have office hours that we do live. This one just finished up, so there's nothing upcoming, but you can see all the past events that we've done. Office hours twice in the day. We're having our weekly sessions, which are live on Crowdcast. And you can also get a feel for how we use Zoom for things that are a little more intimate and more discussion based, and Crowdcast for things that are a little bit more like this, where we're really taking the time to walk you through a presentation or a challenge or a screen share, something super important. So there's two kind of different ways to do live events, both very successful, very seamless. And maybe, Marnie, this is a good segue, since we're running out of time, into kind of the Zoom integration and some of the other things you can plug into your Mighty network.
Absolutely. So with Zoom, think of it this way. We're all really accustomed to using it now, and we have many that are doing discussion group sessions, or we saw earlier in the global SU community, do it for meet and greets. So you can do a Zoom meeting, you can do a Zoom webinar, and have your account just integrated with your Mighty Network account. And so when someone, when you come to office hours, if you come from a mobile device, it's actually going to open up inside the Mighty Networks app, and it's going to have all those Zoom controls we're used to on the Zoom app, but they're going to be right inside your screen. So it's a really slick integration, both from the administrative side, makes it really easy to set up something that would be a repeating event. Maybe you have something that's on a weekly or every other week cadence or monthly cadence, where you're bringing people together. And also, it's a very great, kind of almost feels like you're basically live inside an app when you're using the Zoom integration. Another integration is, and if you need help on any of the things I'm about to talk about, please use either host help, or which is right down here. So if you're on the community plan or the business plan, you can just get straight, that's Sagar right there. Hi, Sagar. You can send a message straight from here, or search the Help Center articles just while you're in the midst of doing whatever you're doing in the network. You can also, if you're still on free trial, we've got a link that Brady, I think, put in the chat here of how to get to us. There it is. Awesome. There's another really cool integration, which is about Zapier. And so we have a bunch of resources around this. Zapier is, I call them, it's not what they call themselves, but I think of them as a digital middleman. So they're moving things between your Mighty Network and some other web service. There's over 2,000 web services that you can connect to. And so maybe you want, when someone is a new member, you want to add them to your email list automatically. You don't want to have to do that on your own. You can do that through Zapier and set that up. So that's on the business plan. We have some trainings on that. And again, we're happy to help you walk through our customer advocacy team if you get stuck or have follow-up questions. It's really easy to use, but we're happy to coach you along the way too. And then finally, I would say that we didn't talk as much about the different kinds of content that you can create, but if we look, I'm in here as a member. Well, we can do this right here. So articles, we talked about those being rich media opportunities. There are different things that you can add, obviously photos or GIFs. You can use a video link. You can also embed various things in Airtable, a type form. So I'm just going to open this here because there's actually a full list and of the various services. So you'll see us embed this video as a YouTube. We also use other services. You might be using Searchy for something as a video provider. Vimeo, obviously, another popular one. So we have a lot of directions in here, but you can see that there's a lot of different things that you can put into your events, into your articles, and into your courses and lessons if you're doing courses. So that is something that we're really excited about. We continually update and add to these, but this is definitely something for you to check out. Audio files, we saw that a little bit earlier in the tour, that there were some places where we had audio content. Okay, and We are getting so close to time. I'm
Yeah.
gonna, okay, and this, if you want to get back here and just look around and see what else is possible, Brady put that in the chat as well.
Awesome. And Melina asked an interesting question. I shared the Community Design Masterclass page, and then I also just shared an example of a payment page. So you can kind of see that there's multiple ways to promote a course within a Mighty Network, but you don't have to build anything outside of a Mighty Network, right? You can put on this page for your course. If you click that link, you can see we have the payment. People can immediately put in their payment information to join the course. We explain the benefits of it. You could add different videos or images. And what I love about it is everything is integrated. You know, I've worked in marketing for a long time. I know the more clicks you ask somebody to do, the more and more people are going to back away. So again, one of the most powerful things about a Mighty Network, especially when it comes to courses, is it's all integrated. So they're not going other places. You know, you're not sharing them something and they're clicking away to another platform. And I do want to kind of hint and tease, you know, Marnie showed you the announcement earlier that we are very close to launching something super exciting for courses, which is native video upload in courses. And if you are in Mighty Hosts, you will know as soon as that is available to our hosts. Hosts on the business plan are the ones who can build courses, and it's going to be super, super powerful. And again, just another example of having everything in one place, your course videos, your course payment, your course community. It's going to unlock something pretty cool for you and your members, which is how we think about everything we're building and adding to Mighty Networks. Oh, thanks, Fernanda. She learned so much. I love it. I think that is about it for us, Marnie. Is there anything to add? I was looking at the Ask a Questions, but Sagar, you have been on fire. I see he has answered every single one, which is pretty amazing. David, do you know the cost of the native video? This is a feature we're adding to people on our business plan, which is because the business plan is the only Mighty Networks plan where you can build courses. And this is native video upload in courses. So there is no extra cost. It's baked into the price of your business plan, which is $98 a month, or if you do an annual plan, it's $81 a month, which is basically like getting 2 months for free. Good stuff. Yeah, people are excited about this update. Anything to add, Marnie?
We covered a fair amount of ground, not all the ground that's possible with a Mighty Network, but hopefully this just gives you a sense of how we operate, what's important inside, your big purpose, making sure that you use that Mighty checklist, and also just know that we're continually here for you as you're trying something new or as you're in the process of migrating over and have the kinds of questions that we covered today.
Yeah, we got you. Oh, and Brady shared a great link to sign up for a free trial. If you're not on the business plan and you want to check out this new native video update for courses, which actually it's very soon. I can't say because people will get mad at me, but it's very soon. It's very soon. So
I think we're saying days, not weeks. Yes.
Yeah, days, not weeks. Days, not weeks. I have a little countdown over here that you can't see, but anyway, but it will be in courses. And if you want to check that out and you're not on the business plan, you can start a free trial of the business plan through that link Brady shared and explore it for 14 days. There's no credit card required. So you'll be able to play around with it and see if it works for you, which I think it will. Rhonda, the replay of this video will be available momentarily. You could come back to this link and start it all over again if you want to spend another hour with Marnie and I. And of course you do. We are here for you. Sam, native video. I'm firing off these in our chats in our last few minutes. Sam, native video means that instead of uploading your video to a YouTube or a Vimeo, grabbing a link, coming back and embedding it, you can upload it directly to your Mighty Network in a course. Courses is where our hosts currently use the most video. So we started with that part of the product in order to have native video or video upload. And again, it means that people are going to be engaging with your courses, and they're not going to be clicking off or distracted by anything else. And it keeps it all in the family, in the house. And of course, you can also still use video embed for various reasons. If you want to host everything on YouTube, that'll still work great. This is just another option for hosts. Awesome.
Fantastic.
All right. Well, we love spending time with you this morning. Thank you again. Marnie and I will be back next Wednesday to wrap up our March Product 101. So you can come on by. We will go through much of the same things, but there's always little twists and different questions that are answered. So thank you and have a great day. Bye.